Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, March 12th in the afternoon, and I just got back from my MRI biopsy. A lot more involved than what I was expecting. I don't know. I was just kind of thinking needle biopsy, no big deal. And yet, I'm going to show you in a minute, like it's kind of more of a big deal. But um, I had to pre-medicate for this, which means that I have to take this medication 12 hours in advance, then 2 hours in advance, and then I get there and and then they give me Benadryl because I have an iodine allergy. And even though for MRIs they use gadolinium, it's akin, so I have to medicate much more coherent this time around, which is good. um, I think I had more sleep for one, and two, I was able to eat lunch before I went this time, so that really helped. So the procedure overall was very interesting for me. I've never been here before. I don't know what to experience. So I kind of want to share that with everybody. So they biopsied the left. So after pre-medication, they took me into the MRI room and got me on the table. And then I had one breast that was kind of, up on this pad thing. And then my left breast was sort of hanging down in this box. Um, and then they compress the breast and then they take a bunch of images, make sure that they're kind of repeating what they saw to begin with. They did. So then we moved on to the contrast. Waited for the contrast to take effect, took more pictures, made sure that the spot was highlighted by the contrast, and then prepared to do the biopsy. Now, let's talk about how unfriendly this is. And I know this is my first experience, and there are many women out there who have had this one or multiple times. Well, it fucking sucks. So they basically clean the area and then they give you lidocaine to numb the area. And let me tell you, multiple shots in your breast and close to your nipple fucking hurts. Wasn't awesome. And so once that took effect, though, then I didn't feel much anything else other than pressure. So again, I kind of was just thinking, oh, well, they're doing this. They insert a small tube. They were talking me through it the whole time, which was wonderful. Um, and then, but sort of being in the Benadryl haze, I was like, yeah, okay. Does it hurt? No, like once the medicine kicked in. So, but they put this tube in and then they take the biopsy from multiple different areas. So, but once that was done, what I didn't realize was because for me, mine was a little bit deeper. So, they have to put this tube in through the tissue. Then they kind of get you up, roll you on your side, and then they compress the breast to both stop the bleeding and to prevent bruising and hematomas, right? Because you can get a blood pool underneath the skin from where they put the tube through to get the biopsy. So that was not comfortable having somebody sit there and not only squish your breast really super tight, but like worse than a mammogram. But then have to hold it there for 20 minutes in order for it to stop bleeding. They actually went about 28 minutes with me, 20, almost 30 minutes, because I was not stopping bleeding. I finally slowed down enough that they felt comfortable putting the patch on and everything else. The other thing I didn't realize was that um, I have strips, right? I can't work out for a week. Well, for me, I can't do yoga for a week. You can't be submerged in heat or a lot of sweat because this is essentially an open wound, even though the top will close. They don't want anything to travel down within the canal that they created with the tube to get the biopsy, and so that you don't get any sort of infection. So that's kind of a bummer because not only is yoga one of my primary forms of exercise, it is my church and my headspace. And so to not be able to go to Bikram for a week, or we have to call it hot yoga now because Bikram's an asshole, but for me to not be able to do that for a week is really hard. I can kind of do it at home, but it isn't the same. Um, So that's really going to suck. But so what that means for me is that I have to do more walking and I'm on this mission to lose the weight before the surgery anyway. So, that those are the cards that I'm dealt. Um, so that's fine. So they put steristrips on, then they put a patch over the whole gauze, this other pad, and right now I'm in ice packs. So I'm gonna back up and show you. So it's kind of sort of getting ready for surgery in a way. So on this side, so the biopsy was right about this area. Um, and so underneath, this is an ice pack that I have on one layer, and then I have one more of those underneath against my skin to help reduce the bruising, any sort of, hematoma or anything else, and to also help with the pain because the numbing medication is wearing off and it is not friendly. But it's also sort of a precursor to what I'm going to experience in 2 months from tomorrow. So this will stay on for essentially the next 24 hours. I'll change the ice packs out when these ones cool off or when these ones get warm, and then rinse and repeat. I don't sleep with the ice packs, but they recommend to keep them on as much as possible for this first 24 hours to help with swelling and the bruising. Um, so yeah, so other than that, we will have the biopsy results hopefully Monday, Tuesday. The radiologist will call me and let me know, and then my doctor will follow up thereafter. So fingers crossed that it's nothing. Um, I really, really hope that's the case. But if it is something, then I'm grateful that we're here and that we caught it early. And that's the only thing I can really say because I just really keep thinking about had I not gotten tested, I wouldn't have known. And that scares the living shit out of me. And it's even more confirmation for me now that I have been tested to go down this road, to have these surgeries, to reduce my risk because I don't want this fucking disease. Um, yeah. So, so that's where I am. So the road to preventative surgeries is, still on, and hopefully we get, some good news on Monday, but we'll take what comes. So that's it for today. Have a great day.